I'm gonna go over 3 different exercises for your shoulders that are great accessory moves, warm-up moves if you are lifting pretty heavy, and also they're great just exercises that you can do as a whole to add to your workout program. Let's get into it. For the first one, and this is gonna be more of a reverse fly. The reverse fly does a lot of good things here. It works on your rear deltoid, your posterior deltoid. It also works on a lot on your rotator cuff muscles, especially if you lead with the back of your hand with that, or even the thumb. Then it hits some of your external rotators that you have going on. It also hits a huge muscle group that we nickname the shoulder blade muscles. These shoulder blade muscles include some of your lats. It includes your trapezius muscles, mostly your middle and lower trapezius. It hits your rhomboids. So many muscles that are involved with how your shoulder is actually supposed to work and the stability of your shoulder. This is why it's one of my favorite exercises to include for your shoulder routine. Some type of variation of that should be included in every single one of your upper body workouts, your shoulder workouts, especially when you're working on your upper back. I love the reverse fly. Do about 10 of these, 10 to 12 of these reps. You want to make sure you're definitely feeling it by the end of that rep count, and that you have like 5 or 6 left to go or kind of in your tank. Take a rest and repeat again. I really like this reverse fly. Number 2. Number 2 is kind of a little bit a different one. It works mostly on your lower trap muscle, your lower trapezius muscle. It also works a little bit on your lats. This one is where you're laying on your back. It's a little bit more of an accessory exercise, and you're going to be taking a band and drawing your hand up to a Y position. You're going to lead with the back of your hand. This is also going to help with some of your mobility of your shoulder. If you're unable to reach the floor, then having some resistance to kind of pull through and to actually go through that full motion will help you not only with feeling less tight in your shoulder, but it will also help you whenever you're doing any of your overhead lifts. This movement pattern should be strong to hold and control that. If you don't have strength here in that lower trap muscle, which is why you're doing it at such a low load here, then you're not going to be able to hold and control, and you're going to put more stress and activation on your upper traps. This is a really common problem or common situation that a lot of us get into, is that we use our upper traps a ton and we don't use our lower traps quite as much. I'm working on it. Sometimes things trend backwards and forwards as we work on things. And so this lower trap exercise of where you're laying on your back, drawing that arm up to that Y against that band is so good for your stability, so good for your mobility, and helping you kind of motor pattern your way, remotor pattern your way to not using your upper trap, but to also using your lower trap instead. Another thing that you can do if you want to make this a little bit harder, just flip over to your hands and knees. Go to a kneeling plank with this and do that same Y motion. Now you're just going against gravity, and it's oddly hard how much that gravity can really play a role into it. Add a band to it if you want a little bit more weight, or add just even a weight in your hand. It's such a good movement to practice and to have in your pocket and use as an exercise. Number 3 is a little bit harder of an exercise, but I personally love it. It is where you're in a slightly bent over position, kind of a deadlift hold or hip hinge, and you are going to be having a loop band around your hands. You're going to be pressing this band up and towards the ceiling or up and forward, and you're having not only gravity push down on you, but you're also drawing and making sure that band stays tight, and so you're pulling against it. This gets some of the raising or overhead working muscles that you're working on, as well as the muscles that are pulling outward. This gives you inherently more stability as you're working on some overhead moves. Again, this is working on not only your motor patterning with it, it's also working on your mobility of your shoulder as you're going through this range. And so as you're pressing up, you're getting a lot of your deltoids, you're getting some of your triceps working through there, but you're also getting your shoulder blade muscles, you're also getting your lats that are really working to draw out and basically maintain the stability or the muscular control that you have around your shoulder. And that's primarily what gives your shoulder stability, is because we don't have very many bony attachments for our shoulder. We have muscular attachments for our shoulder. And that's how we get our control, our strength, and our stability for it. So try these exercises. I hope that this is a short, quick, and kind of introduction to these exercises. If you're interested in having programs that have these type of exercises in it, check out the link below. I have my Ride Life team. It's a program, has so many different workouts in it. It's predominantly for women mountain bikers, but other people can join too. I hope that you have a great day, and let me know in the comments if you have any other shoulder exercises that you personally like. Cheers. Thanks, y'all.